Tonight, Arizona is potentially a step closer to its first execution in years, and it involves Aaron Gunches on death row for a 2002 murder.
ABC 15's Ashley Holden is diving into the battle over executions and why some say Arizona is not ready to resume lethal injections.
After a 2-year hiatus on executions, a warrant for death row inmate Aaron Gunches could be around the corner.
It was a bit shocking and very disappointing that they're changing course.
The change, Governor Katie Hobbs firing the judge she appointed to oversee an independent review of the state's protocol in November. His rough draft of that review still released.
There were a number of shocking details in that report that I think need to be answered.
Those concerns included the storage and chain of commands of lethal drugs and transparency.
There are employees the night before an execution Wikipediaing how these drugs work and what these drugs are.
Around the same time, the director of the Arizona Department of Corrections writing the governor with his own review, saying the state is ready to resume executions and listing changes made, including new training protocol for the IV team, which was doubled in size.
Before the state takes life in its citizens' name, we need to know that it's not going to be inducing torturous deaths.
Karina Lane is a law professor at the University of Richmond. She's been tracking executions across the country for years and tried to file a brief with the Arizona Supreme Court.
I am acting as a friend of the court in the interests of justice. I didn't see that either of the parties were necessarily situated to raise the deeply disturbing facts and questions.
Her brief says the state has a history of execution failures and cites concerns with the unfinished independent review and the state's lethal drug protocol. Wednesday, the state Supreme Court denied Lane's motion. As for the man who Gunches shot and killed in 2002, Ted Price, I sat down exclusively with his sisters.
You are hoping that this gets carried out, that the sentence gets carried out.
Yeah, I actually think it will. I do hope that it actually happens this time because, again, I would like to close the door on Gunches.
Gunches himself wants to be put to death, but the Supreme Court denied his motion to speed up that process. The state attorney general's office telling me this Friday they plan to file a motion for that warrant of execution that would be considered in February. Javier?
Thank you, Ashley.